Hi, this is Illuminated Readings, and this is going to be a tarot reading for the sign of Gemini between the week of the 25th of August to the 31st of August. Let's begin. I'm channeling something here. I'm getting something along the lines of some sort of money opportunity. You're manifesting some sort of money opportunity to come in for you. You're hoping that something comes in for you this week is what I'm getting. I feel like you're very enthusiastic about whatever this is. So let's dive in here, shall we? So coming into the week, I see you in some sort of enslavement, some sort of restriction, something that's keeping you bound in some sort of way. This could be an addiction. It could be bad habits. It could be people. It could be bad people. It could be a bad situation, work situation, love situation. It could be anything. It could be some sort of thing that's keeping you bound to it. I see you chained. And you're basically eating the fruit that's not good for you. Is burning you, basically, the fruit you're eating at the moment. Not literally, but like in terms of this thing, whatever this thing is that is enslaving you, that's keeping you trapped in some way of being that's not good for you. Or again, with people, I see you coming to a place where you're being truthful with yourself. You're being honest about this situation. It's almost like you're being very reflective, and you're looking quite deep into your soul and looking at yourself and saying, is this thing really good for me? Is this thing not good for me? And you're calculating this at this point. You're being very empathetic towards yourself as well. You're showing yourself love, which is very important in this situation. I see you're quite strong-willed. You're quite strong-willed in the way that you deal with situations and with yourself in general. Seems like you've been through a lot, and you're just at this point now where you're able to, see where the bullshit is and cut it out, so to speak. I'm seeing this sort of like angel over here on the Queen of Swords, and it's sort of like, you're being protected. I mean, she's looking off on the side, like kind of like looking at this situation, trying to figure it out, and she's got the sword up, trying to cut wherever she feels it's necessary to cut. And I feel like this angel on the side is looking obviously towards me, and I feel like the angel is sort of protecting you, or the spirit or this ancient being is protecting you in the spiritual realm. Obviously this is a spiritual thing that I'm doing right now and reading the tarot, and obviously you might or might not be spiritually attuned, but you're being looked after anyway. And I see you realizing that this thing, that whatever it is for, this thing that's keeping you enslaved, is not good for you. It's going to bring you some grief that, why did I follow this path? Why did I, waste my time? I see like these cups down here, they've fallen over. It's sort of like, you're like, why did I waste my time? I've got, I spilled 3 cups, you might have wasted money, might have wasted a lot of time. Whatever this thing is that has had you trapped, you feel like, you've wasted a lot of time in this energy, or with this person, or with this thing, or in this career. And you've kind of got in a state of, of worry, because you spilt 3 already, but you still got 2, so it's not all lost. You haven't gone to the, I feel like you haven't gone to the end of the situation, meaning you haven't gone to all the way to the worst point in this situation, and you've had this realization beforehand, before getting to that point. Yeah. So I see you actually after this is you're going to become very optimistic moving forward. You're going to be very optimistic, and you're going to have some bright ideas as how you're going to move forward. Take it as how it resonates. Of course, this could be love or career, or it could be anything in general. But it's something that you'll be able to recognize where it is in your life. It will be different for different Geminis, but you'll be able to recognize it because it will be something that's keeping you trapped in this situation. And it's making you're going to realize that this thing is keeping me enslaved to it. I'm sort of like bound to whatever the situation, wherever you feel you feel bound. This is where this energy is. And anyway, you're gonna be moving forward at the beginning of this week, and you're gonna be very optimistic, and you're gonna be sort of have a lot of energy and bright ideas moving forward. I see you taking charge at the beginning of the week. You're going to be taking strong charge. You're going to have a lot of willpower to move to wherever it is that you want to go. You're going to be taking action. It's not going to be all hearsay, should have, would have, could have. You're taking action from the beginning of this week. By you taking this action, I see you sort of celebrating. You're going to be celebrating something you're going to be celebrating. It might just be yourself. You're celebrating yourself. You're celebrating yourself. Okay, so you're going to be celebrating. I think you're celebrating yourself for overcoming this situation. And I see that during this week, you will need to be cunning. You will need to use your brain and be clever. Okay, a lot of people are like, "Oh, why are you being clever? You're being overly clever." No, be clever. It's your power. It's your skill. If people can't be clever, that's their fault. I'm sorry to say it, but I can see that you are clever here, and you need to use your cleverness because it's your power and it's who you are. And by being clever, you're going to be able to get what it is that you want, whatever. If this is love, if this is whatever this is, you're going to be wildly abundant by using your willpower to be cunning, basically, if that makes sense. And this is going to bring in a whole bunch of fulfillment for you. You're going to feel, it might be wealth, and you're taking leadership of your life. So you're not just sort of out there going around without an inkling of who you want to be, or so you don't get caught in another one of these situations where you're like, oh crap, it's the devil again, down the line. And I see that whatever this is that's going to fulfill you, wherever you're moving into, by being cunning and being clever and having the willpower, not only is it going to make you fulfilled and wealthy and the leader of your life, it's going to be something tied to your soul's purpose. It's something along, I don't know what it is, but it's tied to your soul's purpose. It's an inner calling that you have. You may have been having for a while, but you're going to be moving more into this energy. What the flip is this? So I got distracted. Anyway, you're going to be moving into your purpose because this is something that is almost waiting for you to happen. And I see you've been waiting for it, and I see like the angel up here is almost looking down and looking at these people like, are you ready yet? Sort of thing. So I feel like whatever this devil situation is that's been keeping you trapped, has been keeping you from moving into your purpose. So you're shedding this away this week. I'm getting another channel's message here. You might have a lot of people that are around you, or keeping tabs on you, or watching you. Just be careful who you share your information with. Again, you need to be cunning this week. You need to be cunning this week. Um, you need to basically not tell all your situations and details just for the sake of conversation. You need to really be in your energy and be sort of like, have strong boundaries with people that are around you, because I see a lot of people. There's a I don't know if there's a lot of people or a few, but it's a really annoying energy that is trying to keep tabs on you. It's a person. It's not a spirit. It's a person trying to watch your moves, and figure out what you're doing with yourself. So just be mindful of that. So I see you this week being very, you know, expanding your mind, expanding your vision, expanding your plans. You're making solid plans, and you're taking action upon these plans this week. I see you very confident, and you're going to be very courageous in moving forward. Um, Again, I see spirit here, but again, protecting you. You've got some sort of, you've got some sort of spirit protecting you. I don't know what kind of being it is, but it's definitely a divine being, and it's protecting you from anyone. So I mean, I keep seeing, over here you've got the Queen of Wands. So again, she's looking off at a different direction, but as I'm looking at the card, the cat's looking back at me. So on the spiritual realm, you're being protected. So you don't have to. If you feel like someone's done some sort of magic, or if this reading is resonating, you don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. But if you feel like someone's done some sort of magic on you, or you've been cursed in some kind of way, you haven't. If and only if this reading resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't make it fit. But if you feel like this situation, if this is what you're going through this week, just know that if you feel some sort of like you might feel like, oh, I've got bad luck or whatever, it's nothing like that. It's just that you've been enslaved to this energy without you realizing it. You've been giving your energy away, and by giving your energy away, you sort of blocked yourself from moving forward in your life's purpose and in your inner calling. You've been sort of blocked from achieving what it is that you really desire and what you're meant to be doing here. And this is not due to any sort of magic that's been done on you. It's due to this enslavement that you've had, this thing that it could be an addiction, it could be alcohol, it could be weed, it could be anything, it could be people, it could just be the people you hang around with, it could be a job, it could be anything really, but it's something that you're enslaved to in some sort of way. And you're going to realize this anyway during the week, coming into the week. Sorry, before Monday begins, you're going to realize what this is coming, or maybe even on Monday, you might realize, depending on how willing you are to look at your situation if you're going through this situation. So I see you, this week being very, very articulate with knowing which way you want to go and expressing that physically through action. Okay, so your challenges for this week. Sorry, I take a bit of time because I'm trying to figure out what is going on and how I'm feeling towards, the energies that are presented. That's why I go silent. So your challenge for this week is to believe in your, not to believe, but to nurture yourself, um, to nurture your energy, um, to feel, um, to feel. What's the word I'm looking for? To feel one, to feel one with yourself. To feel one with yourself, to nurture yourself, because I feel like you're kind of fragmented here, and you're not really, because you're fragmented, you're not able to nurture yourself in the way that you like. What that means is you will go along a path, but you're not happy with certain sides of you. It's definitely this, and you're not happy about this, but you don't realize it. Maybe you do realize it, but it's your subconscious definitely realizes it. And say you're going about your day, you're having a good day, and at some point during the day, your thoughts will just start turning negative, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?" So this is what this is basically. Is basically that you're not nurturing yourself. You need to nurture your energy, because what happens is you tend to get into a battle inside of yourself without you. Maybe you do realize or you don't realize, but you get into, what I'm getting is you get into a battle with yourself, and that is draining your energy. You're not nurturing yourself, so that's your challenge there. And again, to clarify that we've got the Knight of Cups here, not the Knight, sorry, the Page of Cups. No, it is the Knight of Cups. What am I saying? I'm getting something here about a daydreaming, like you're daydreaming a lot. And it's probably got to do with like this sort of battle that you have. So you kind of go internally, and then you're having a conversation with yourself. But I feel like here you do need to follow your heart. Your challenge is following your heart, okay? Because your heart's going to lead you to the Queen of Swords energy, so you'll be able to readily identify whatever this situation is, and you won't be kind of in this sort of you won't be too in your head all the time and thinking too much about I'm like this, or no, I'm like that, I'm like this, no, I'm like that. And so I feel like it'd be wise for you to follow your heart, just sort of like take some deep breaths in and out, like do it consecutively, like maybe 15-20 times, and you'll clear your mind a lot by doing that. And I think that's what you need to be more, less in your head and more in your body. Another challenge here for you this week is basically thinking that you're confused. You're not confused. I can see you're quite strong-willed, but you're in this sort of energy where you feel like there's a lot of choices. There's illusions, there's illusions around you, and you're confused about what's right and what's wrong. I could tell you now that you're not confused. There's no illusion. The only illusion here is this one, the one that's keeping you trapped, and maybe that's the one that's putting this illusion on you, making you think that you're confused, when the reality is that whatever that thing is the confusion. It's not you. You're not the confused one. It's the situation that is around you that is the confusion, not you, if that makes sense. So by the end of the week, your outcome for the end of the week is being determined, you're going to be either learning something or mastering something by the end of the week. And you're going to be honing your skills in whatever way, but you will be honing them skills, making them better, or learning new skills by the end of the week. But you're going to be determined, very determined, and it's going to be good for you in terms of development. It's going to be a very developmental week. And you're going to either, again, be learning something, or you're going to be mastering some sort of skill you already have. And you're going to be very fulfilled at the end of this week. You're going to be very fulfilled. And it's a pure energy that I'm getting here. I feel like you're more in connection with yourself. You're very much more in connection with yourself. You're sort of like very connected to the element of water. By the end of the week, you're going to be very connected to the element of water, which is really good for you. I think it'll be quite healing for you, especially if you're going through this and you need to heal from this. It's great to see, because this one can be painful sometimes, just identifying and stuff, because you will be in this energy at some point during the week, of being a bit, in grief of why did I waste my time with this. So it would be very good for you to connect to I think I don't need to tell you, you're going to do it by yourself, because I can see it here that you're going to spend some time around water, whether this is a lake, a pond, or an aquarium, whatever it is. But I see you spending some time in near water, and it's going to help you heal and elevate yourself. But yeah, it's looking like a fantastic week for you. If you did like the video, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall see you soon.